Well, welcome to the status chat. Title is Mortgage Rate Jump. Any ideas? Episode 298, date 3/13 of 26. According to the computer down here that we're looking at, Benchmark Realty, Delbridge, you know me. It's hard to miss me with my backsplash. You know where to find these little weekly blogs. If you ever want to see one that's past date a little bit, go back to the QR code above my head. That'll take you to the YouTube page where these things live. All right, because I also often post them on Facebook and other places, and Insta. Even though I don't monitor Insta, they are out there to reach a different audience. But they can come see me through the emails or however you might want to see. Matter of fact, you can look right there to CallDelToSell.com. You can find me over there on United Realty, associated with United Realty, and Benchmark as well. Find the Real Scout's a great tool, and of course, CallDelToSell.com website. So what are we going to talk about today is we've seen a recent jump in interest rates on the mortgage values. So the question will be, why do we have any idea why they jumped when we thought they were going down? Well, let's start with Freddie Mac. Over here we see it as home, because they have Freddie Mac has two different areas. We're looking at the home. Freddie Mac is one of the GSEs. You probably know Fannie Mae as well. But anyway, we're going to just look at them and we're going to see what they think. Anyway, 30-year offered by the GSE here, primary mortgage survey, 312, which was just yesterday, 611 for 30 years, 550 for 15. And we're going to look at where we are. Well, we're going to speculate, actually. Mortgage rates inch higher as housing activity picks up. Right? Well, we get a little bit more demand. That might be part of it. A 30-year fixed rate mortgage returned to last month's level of 611. Despite modest uptick, buyers are responding to rates in this range. Yes, because it's coming into the spring fling. It's coming to the green area. I don't know about you, but I had to personally put my battery back in my lawnmower. I had taken it out for the ice storm to run, hook a cable to run the router just in case we lost power. Had to put that back because my grass out here in the holla is getting quite green, and it's about time to do my first onion clipping. So we've got that. With an existing home sales increase of 1.7% in February. Of course, we were coming a little bit off of that ice storm in our region. Not every place had an ice storm, but that may have caused a little shifting of demand because January, tail end of January may have been a little bit down, and I think it was in our area and nationally as well. So I think we may have some of that may be associated with just delayed gratification on the demand. Purchase applications also increased this week. A welcome sign as buyers enter the spring home buying season with rates down more than half a percentage point compared to the same time last year. So that's the part I want you to remember. Yes, we shot up. I'm seeing some of the usual, it's not our team running things. People out there are trying to always throw a little shade on everything, making everybody a little bit more pensive, and that can have an effect on the market. We've seen some numbers. We did a week or so ago have some labor numbers that were a little bit of a shock, but I think they were explainable because of the weather. I would be more interested to see the next round, what they're going to do. The 30-year fixed rate, 611, as we said, we just talked about that. And here we have our little graph. And I'm a visual spatial learner, because I know I have people on Facebook hitting me, oh, look, they were down at 590 under 6, and now they're 611. Oh, we're going the wrong direction. It's all somebody's fault that it's going in the wrong direction. But look, when was the last time we were at 611? February, weekend February 5th, 2026. Right here, March 2026, both of them at 611. So is that really? Is that really a problem there? It doesn't. It's not going the direction we want, but it's not really bad yet, because we can go all the way back here just to where's this May of 2025. and see that it was, of course, that's about what, 9 months probably, 5, it's the 5th month there, and it's 3 months now. So yeah, something like that, maybe about 9 months. 6.89. So we are improving. I think overall, we are improving on our mortgage rates. We're coming into the green season and we don't want to miss that. So you want to contact me to get the ball rolling in your area. If you're a little outside of my normal drive time reach, we'll find you somebody who I know will take good care of you through a referral. We will get you taken care of if we can find what you're looking for. Thing is, tell you what, I've got a Milton Friedman closing comment. I want you to read that and see if it makes any sense to you, because there's always opportunity. You just have to know when to do it. And again, it doesn't have to be real. Right now, we think we may have some rekindled inflation because of the oil and the Straits of Hormuz and all that kind of stuff. I don't really expect it to stay up very long. I really don't. So I think that's maybe a manufactured crisis, and I want you to consider that when we look at the closing words of wisdom that aren't mine. Obviously, they're somebody else's. And let's go ahead and go back over to here, because I want to see what the current rate is, because this looks pretty dramatic for the daily rate. But remember, since what were we on Freddie Mac? We were 611. This is 641. Well, if you've watched me long enough to know that the daily rates are always more noisy. It's just noise. And overall, they do track pretty well much right the same thing. So we may see this come back down in a few days, and as Monday starts next week, or it may continue to go up. We'll just have to see. But there will be a delay in the Mortgage Bankers Association and Freddie Mac on that survey. So I don't really think it's worth all the Facebook hype, the big hype, as the kiddos say. I don't think it's necessarily being bad. I think we actually stick to the plan. You formulate a plan, you calculate your plan, you execute your plan, and you adjust your plan if the plan needs to be done so. All right, so before we go too far, we want to remind you to hit the big subscribe button, mash the notification bell so that when I get these out, sometimes they do vary depending on the weekly activities and what's going on, you'll get the post and you'll know what's there, and it'll tell you, and you'll have a link there. You should be able to get to it pretty easily. So let's look at the numbers. All right, so starting with last week, 3/7 of 26, we were up 26,694 in the availables. We were up in the 4, 5, 18 under contract still showings, and the under contract ratio, which is just a simple ratio between those two numbers, of 17%. That increased over 16. Now let's go ahead and see what we had for this week. 3/13/26. We had 27,022. That's up a little bit, about 400 or so, 300 to 400. And we have 47,22. That did take up about the same size of jump as we took in the availables, and that brought us into a 17 under contract ratio, unchanged at the integer level, but it was closer to 17.5 than it was to the 16.98 last week. All right, well, we got to get our end saying out. And this is the one I found, a Morgan Friedman, world-class economics. So we want to see what he has to say, and then we will bid you a good weekend.